sorry for the lateness. Fortunately for us now, we have our lawyer on the line, and we want him to take us through what is really happening in the legal reforms that we have in terms of the legal education in Ghana. We have on the line now lawyer Fuad. Yes, he's celebrated young lawyer, upcoming lawyer that we have in the country. We're going to listen to him. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Salam alaikum. Hello. Salam alaikum.
Hello.
Hello. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum.
Hello.
Yeah, I think you have a challenge with the line. Hello. Salam alaikum.
Hello.
Hello. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Hello. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. MashaAllah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can imagine.
All right. You are online. You are on Barca 98.7 FM. So, what can you tell us in terms of, first and foremost, what can you tell us about the normal legal education that we have, maybe for someone who is first timers and is for the sake of the general public?
Okay. First of all, I would like to say good morning to all your listeners and giving me this opportunity to also share my knowledge with regard to this legal reform.
Baraka FM.
Way back when Ghana attained its independence.
Okay.
In 1957, when we attained our independence from the British colonial rule, the path for legal profession in terms of training was governed by Legal Practitioners Ordinance, which is Cap 8. Cap 8 was amended by the Legal Practitioner Act 1958, which is also known as the number 22. The Legal Practitioners Act 1958 was also created. That Legal Practitioner Act 1958, which is also known as number 22, was created and that established the General Legal Council. Okay. General Legal Council are mandated
Baraka FM
to organize legal education in Ghana.
Okay.
And for the first step, the General Legal Council established the Ghana School of Law, because when it comes to the education, they can't do it. So they established the Ghana School of Law to take up with the education and training of the professional lawyers in Ghana. So the Act also created the Board of Legal Education. And that Board of Legal Education was empowered to administer and supervise legal education, prepared candidates for admission. Because the board, they look at the courses that a student or a candidate need to undertake and pass its exams, and they ensure the training that the candidate will go through to qualify him as a professional lawyer. So the Board of Legal Education deal with those kind of the admission and other, among other things, for a candidate to be admitted to the bar, to be specifically the Ghana bar. So the Board of Legal Education was to develop and establish courses. As I mentioned earlier, the courses that we do in the Ghana School of Law, the civil procedure, the criminal procedure, the conveyancing, and so on and so forth. And they also publish the examination results. That's the Board of Legal Education. So it moved from that stage to our current regime, which is the current legal education in Ghana that we are practicing now, before the passing of this bill. The Legal Profession Act, it has changed from the name Legal Practitioners Act 1958, which is the number 22, and which is, so in 1960, Ghana passed the Legal Profession Act 1960, which is Act 32. So the Act 32 repealed the Legal Practitioner Ordinance Cap 8 and also the Legal Practitioner Act of 1958, which is the number 22. It repeals them. So when it repeals them, they are no more in existence, and the Legal Profession Act came into being since 1960 up to date. There wasn't any changes. However, there were regulations which were made to regulate the professional conduct and ethics of lawyers or etiquette of lawyers in Ghana. There were also a regulation of disciplinary committee, which is the LI 2424, that regulates the conduct of a lawyer, whatever that a lawyer does, which is against the regulation, that will be called to the disciplinary committee. So those were the. Then we also have the regulation LI 2423. We have regulation LI 2355. Well, that 2355 regulation that established the legal professional and post-call courses. Those post-call are those who went to abroad to do their LLB. That comes back and they want to go to the law school. So they did their LLB probably in Ghana or outside, but they were called to the bar in other countries other than Ghana. Some may be in UK, others may be in maybe Gambia. Of late, many Ghanaians go to Gambia, others in Nigeria. So when they come back to Ghana and they want to be called in Ghana, they do the post call. That is more or less arranged for them to become lawyers in Ghana. And the legal profession courses are for those who are doing the professional course in Ghana here. So whether you attain your LLB in Ghana or outside, but you are here to do your professional course, you go through the legal professional course. So that is being governed by the regulation 2355. So we move forward. The Act 32 regime professional legal education and training largely unregulated, because normally those kind of regulation dealt more of directly to the how to regulate the lawyers and also how to
regulate lawyers means practitioners, those who are practicing.
Practitioners, yeah. Practitioners. Yeah. So those were the regime we were practicing. And as at that time, since 1960 to date, the courses that we are doing in the Ghana School of Law to be called to the bar, you have to do 10 courses. I know it has been changing since then, but currently, up to this 2025, or probably 2026, the courses that we are doing in Ghana School of Law are 10. We are doing 10 courses. In part 1, you do 6. In part 2, you do 4. And if you're able to pass all these courses, then hopefully you'll be called to the Ghana bar. So there's 10 courses. The part 1 courses are the civil procedure.
But before then, I wanted you to explain to us, when you say LLB and then the law school, what's the difference?
Okay, the LLB are the Bachelor of Laws. The Bachelor of Laws.
That's in terms of somebody coming from the SHS, going for the law school, you have to go for the LLB. So and that will be at the University of Ghana or where? Okay.
Sure. Because previously, the only law faculty in Ghana is University of Ghana, Legon. So normally when people from SS, they can go straight to Ghana, University of Ghana School of Law to do the LLB. And some may also probably done other degree courses and come to Legon and do that LLB.
So even before you continue, even if somebody is maybe is a pharmacist, somebody is an engineer, somebody is a journalist, a professional already, and he want to pursue law, he has to still go back and do the LLB, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You have to go back to do the LLB. The LLB is the foundation
okay.
of your dream to become a lawyer.
Okay.
Because you do a lot of courses, and that LLB is giving you the substantive law.
Okay.
Is when we say substantive law, that's where they teach you what is this, what is that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the professional, they are teaching you the procedure.
Oh, okay.
How things are done, how to draft how to draft a will, how to draft a conveyance, how to draft a contract.
Okay.
It's more like practical.
Okay.
So when you come to the LLB, you do all what is you know about the law. You know what the law is. You can wrestle it. But sometimes to put it into
practice
for to benefit people, sometimes you realize that it's lacking. So that's why many a time when people face LLB without
Baraka FM,
the law, the professional law course, you realize that there wouldn't be any much benefit because people don't really know how to deal with the person. Do you understand? And in Ghana, they've not carved anything for those LLB people. So do you understand? Probably it may be part of you having the knowledge, but it may also help you in other ways. So I will continue to say that.
Okay.
Previously, it's only Ghana School of Law, University of Ghana Law Faculty, which admit people to do the LLB.
Okay.
And those days, it's like they may maybe graduate like 70 to 80 students who may end up being admitted at the Ghana School of Law.
Okay.
So more or less like it's almost like all of them or maybe most of them who will be admitted without any pressure. As at that time, the school is able to accommodate those kind of students, the numbers. Because the setting of that situation is okay for it. But along the way, they've also given accreditation to many schools which are public and private to also run those LLB courses. So you have the UCC running LLB, you have the KNUST running LLB, you have other private universities like Wisconsin, you have Central University. So the number of LLB students being churned out every year is enormous. And that has become like a problem all the time, every year, when people are going to write the entrance exam, because the entrance exam becomes like a bottleneck, where thousands of people go to write this exam, and only few are chosen.
They're chosen,
So many people being frustrated. Those who have the resources
Baraka FM,
leave the country and go and do the professional course, either Gambia, Nigeria, UK, and come back. But I can tell you, it's very expensive. It's for those who have resources. Very, very expensive.
Like going outside or even in Ghana?
Going outside. No, as for Ghana, it's because that's what everybody is praying to get into the Ghana School of Law. But if you don't have the opportunity, probably some people have tried the entrance exam like 2-3 times.
I've not been able
they don't have the endurance to continue. So if they have the resources, they will just quickly leave the country and go and have it there and come back. Because the irony of it is that the moment they come back, it's easy for them to come and do the postcode. You see, it's easy. It's only about finances, if you have the finance. Because when you're doing the postcode, you are paying an amount in a pound, equivalent to a pound, which is when you change into Ghana cedi, you're paying like 100,000 Ghana cedi. So if you don't have the resources, then you have to pray that you'll be able to pass the entrance exams and get to Makwala, as people call it, and get your ambition come true. So those days, the 70 to 80 that University of Ghana churn out, that is being accommodated by the Ghana School of Law. Now it's not a number of 70. It's over thousands.
Yeah.
Currently, those who are holding LLB alone, LLB, who have not gotten the opportunity to get to the professional course, are more than 6,000. Yeah, that's a backlog, more than 6,000. More than 6,000, and many people are frustrated. So, I think that is also what drives this
issue of the reform.
The reform, because it has been a concern. Almost every year, people go on demonstration to try to see how best they can. And if you remember this issue of 499, where they have to, adopt some people into the law school just for them to become lawyers. So currently, today we are talking about the reform. The reform that the bill that has been passed recently in Parliament last week, 2025. So these are the changes probably that are going to be made to our legal education. So the legal education now want to more or less like decentralize.
Okay.
You know, for you to become a professional, you can only go to Makola, which is the Ghana School of Law.
Okay.
But now the new reform want to abolish the Makola, that autonomy, like Accra based or Kumasi.
To reduce the pressure and then the demand from most people.
Yes. So now the new reform that they are bringing is bringing a lot of changes.
Okay.
And first of all, some of the changes it's bringing is to bring more access.
Okay.
Access in terms of more or less like a wider coverage. Because if a school is being accredited to run the professional law course, which now they call it a professional, the law practice training course. That's the name for the new course, the law practice course. And the new reform is that they are forming a council for legal education and training. So the Ghana Legal Council will now be dealing with the conduct of lawyers, the etiquette, and the discipline. They will still maintain that. So the Council for Legal Education and Training will now take charge of the education. The education, which will be in collaboration with the accreditation board.
Okay.
To how do you call it? To accredit certain universities, but you have to apply for it.
Okay.
So they will determine whether you qualify to run the professional, the law practice training course.
Okay.
And it means with the law practice training is going to be just 1 year instead of the 2 years. Currently, the regime that we are running, we go for the professional course. We do part 1 and part 2. So your part 1, you do 6 courses, as I mentioned earlier. Then in part 2, you do 4 courses. So now we are reducing the courses, probably maybe putting them into maybe into each other, or maybe compressing them in some way, because you may just have 4 courses, but maybe internally you'll be doing some courses alongside.
Okay. So
the courses that you are going to do in this current regime or the new bill, the courses that is proposing is 1, you'll be doing civil procedure.
Okay.
Which include the component of civil procedure that deals with the law of evidence with respect of proof in civil litigation. Then 2, you'll be doing criminal procedure, including component of criminal procedure that covers the law of evidence in respect of criminal trials. Then you'll be doing advocacy, ethics, and the practice of law, which also include the topics law practice management, basic bookkeeping, and professional responsibility. Then the fourth one, conveyancing and drafting. So these are the 4 courses that the new bill is proposing or is suggesting. These are what is going to happen when the bill is being assented to by the president. So now, what we are doing currently, the 10 courses. The part 1,
Baraka
the part
FM.
1, what we used to do, what I did in part 1, we did ADR, alternative dispute. Dispute resolution. ADR, alternative dispute resolution. We also did civil procedure. We also did criminal procedure. We did company and commercial practice. We did law of evidence, and we did law practice management and legal accountancy. So when I mentioned the new reform, the courses, you realize that when I mentioned the civil procedure, there's some aspect of evidence relating to civil procedure. Then I mentioned the criminal, you realize that there's
Baraka FM
relating to criminal procedure. So you more or less be doing evidence, but it will not stand as a course, but you'll be doing it alongside with the civil or criminal procedure. Then we have the law practice management. Law practice management teaches you how to organize yourself as a lawyer, how to manage your office, your firm, how to deal with deadline and timelines, and even how to charge your fees and other stuff. So the law practice management has also been embedded in the advocacy and ethics. So it's something of that sort is there. So probably you see it has been reduced to these 4 major courses. That is what you are going to write exams on. So the new reform, the part of the new reform is that you are not going to write any entrance exams. You are not going to write any entrance exams. You only enroll in accredited university to do your. If you are now probably from SS, you are going to do your LLB. You have the ambition to become a lawyer. You enroll in the accredited. It means not all schools. You have to be accredited first. All of them, I think, when the law is passed, they will apply. The accreditation board, together with the Council for Legal Education and Training, who assess that. And I also want you to know that it will still, the professional law course will still be under the Attorney General, the Minister of Justice, because it's related to law. It will not be under Minister of Education. You understand? So the courses that we do, as I mentioned, these are the major. The major courses that you'll be expected to write the bar exams. So when you do your LLB, the LLB will still be 3 years. Previously, what we do is, if you have a degree, you only do the LLB for 3 years because you have a degree. But if you are from SS, you do 4 years. But what this reform is bringing is that, in all, for you to become a lawyer in this country, it should take you 4 years to become a lawyer.
Whether you are a degree holder or you are a first timer, you write fresh from SHS.
It should take you 3 years. It should take you 4 years to finish. Because normally those from SS, when they go for the LLB, they do 4 years. Then they go for the professional 2 years, which is part 1 and part 2, making 6. And those who have degree, they may have maybe 3 years doing their LLB, then 2 years, making 5 years. So now this new reform is reducing it to 4 years. You do 3 years, then you do 1 year the professional, the law practice training course. So this is just 1 year. This is just 1 year. So it means if you are a student and you find yourself in this regime, it means you don't have to also waste your time. You have to make good use of your time quickly, and you don't need to just play around. Make good use of your time so that you can finish it as early as possible. Because in as much as we say it to be a new reform, it may also come with certain challenges.
Challenges, of course.
You understand?
Of course.
Because every new reform comes with
its own
challenges.
yeah.
So as time goes on, then we'll see how best it to fit for all of us. So, but the good news is that there's no entrance exams.
Okay.
So there are many people who are more or less scared of the entrance exams.
Yeah.
So for that alone, they don't even think of, becoming lawyers.
So the previous, interview or the entrance exams, it means you'll be writing an exams and then you go for an interview, right? Or is both? Or is maybe one?
You know, sure. I think we've also moved from that place because it got to a time where you write entrance exams, then you go for an interview as well.
Okay.
After passing your entrance exam. And that is when many people even issue that even they have to ask you who your father is. Because if your father or your uncle, your background, if there's no lawyer in your family, then it will be very difficult. Even though some people will go through, but it will be difficult. So I think those days were gone. And so when they removed those interviews, because they realized that the interview bringing some kind of bias and
discriminate.
So the moment you mention your name alone, you mention this name, that relates to some name in the law fraternity, then probably you have the
opportunity
to go. But if your name looks some way, they ask you where are you from?
Baraka FM.
I think those days were gone. So you can see that there has been some evolution from time to time, up to this stage. So now even a charcoal seller's stand,
a cocoa seller,
whatever,
or watch seller, yes,
the plantain, everybody can dream, can have the ambition to become a lawyer, and also, strive to become it. So normally those days, it's for the elite. The law is for the elite, and it's just within a family, not a few families. But I think the law is for everybody now, and everybody can dream to become a lawyer, and that dream will become a reality. So that is basically what is coming when it's being passed. But I'm not sure whether this year it will take full effect. It will take full effect in the sense that this year they wouldn't be writing the entrance exam. That's for that one. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about it. So probably we'll wait for the directive from the Attorney General and those Council for Legal Education and Training.
Yes.
So that we'll get
one other clarification we seek to really, for the sake of our cherished listeners and our viewers on Facebook and on YouTube, Baraka FM 98.7 FM, as we do have this education. One other clarification is the law education, is it really expensive in Ghana as compared to other university education?
Okay, I think law education is very expensive.
Okay, very expensive. Not expensive, but very expensive.
Yeah, very expensive.
Okay.
And especially in Ghana here.
Okay.
Because even the kind of books you need to buy for your studies, there's no book less than maybe 200 Ghana cedis.
Less than, wow.
Minimum 200 and above. And there are book 1,000 Ghana. Me, when I go to first level, doing my LLB, the first time I got there, there are people who help you to compile the books that you need. The books that they compile alone is close to 3,000 for just maybe the first term. And there are people who are able to buy all the books
at a go.
So probably at a go, some of them came with their parents, some came with their fathers, some are well-to-do to buy everything. Actually, at the end of the day, the most important thing is to get the material and read.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily owning the book.
Not really buying it. So me, even though I couldn't buy all the books at the spot, but I told myself I must be able to read all these books. before my exams.
Yeah.
So you must be able to find a way.
Baraka FM.
I remember. Yes, I remember having an interaction with a retired contractor who was telling me when back in the days when he was in school. And he said, looking at the family, in fact, nobody has even had a higher education in their family. And he pursuing that course, it became a challenge because the books, he could not even buy some of the books, especially technical education too, is a bit expensive. So what he did was that he has to find friends who are more or less like dadabas and how do you call it? People who are from a wealthy family, well-to-do. They have all the books, but they don't even have time for the books. So he will end up borrowing the books from them. And at the end of the day, he has to even pass, and some of them are struggling, as he was telling me.
Because you know why you are there. It's not about buying the books, because sometimes buying the books,
Baraka FM.
Getting time to read.
Yeah.
Me, I told myself the first day I stepped my foot in school, I told myself I may not have the resources, but what I'm telling myself is I'll have time to read.
Yeah.
I'll have time to read. So anytime, sometimes we have to, with my friends, we have to, if we have to buy certain books, I'll buy maybe 2. They will buy maybe the other 2. They will be exchanging.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have to buy the 4 books, I'll buy 2. You buy 2. Then we'll be exchanging. You don't need for him to go and buy the other book.
Yeah.
It's the reading. You have to find time and read. It's not just the fancy of buying the books. It's read. So, and the reading, the material to now, because of technology, you can have some of the information online. And other stuff. So wherever you get access, you have to continue to read. But it's very expensive.
Yeah, because of your time and you are just from the courts, what to do is maybe to make it snappy for you so that you could have some rest. We will arrange so that we could have you in the studio for more detailed discussion. But before you go, once again, what is it that maybe, like you were saying earlier, many people who don't have the opportunity to go to the Ghana Law School, they prefer go out maybe after first or second or third attempt. They go to Gambia, or they go to Nigeria. Comparatively, are we really having the same law system looking at these 3 countries? Like you said, maybe if the person has not been able to go to Britain, maybe to be Gambia or Nigeria. Can you tell us something briefly about that? Yeah.
Okay, with the Gambia law, I learned it was these Ghanaian judges.
Okay. Established
it.
Okay.
So it's more or less like Ghana has been like Ghana has been in the forefront in many things, especially when it comes to leadership and other stuff. Because there are some countries that even procure chief justice from Ghana to go and head in other countries. So Ghana probably has been, because since 1960 that Nkrumah had a vision to establish a law school to start. Even those days, they used to go to UK to be called to the bar. But he had a vision that no, we can do it here, have our schools and have our professionals here. And since then, over 65 years, it has been in existence. But just that is the access, which is troubling.
Which is still
So I can tell you that even since from 1960 up to date, or probably 1960 up to date, the number of lawyers in Ghana is not past 13,000. Not past 13,000. And even those in good standing, not more than 10,000. Those in good standing. So you know that, and look at the population of Ghana now. Over 30 something million. Do you understand?
And by extension, like you are saying, unlike before, you have to be a practicing lawyer. But now maybe some firms will need a lawyer. Some maybe private individuals who want to. Unlike before, like it's not that expanded. Law into law of maybe other professions that have not really been considered much earlier. But now it's like all those dimensions are coming on board. maritime law, whatever law, all these laws that previously were not really something that you can really think of. All those things are now part of the fraternity. Finally, you being somebody coming from a typical Zongo community, knowing the dynamics of our communities, what would be your advice for someone listening to us coming from deprived communities like the Zongo communities and then less endowed communities?
My advice to myself and all other youth,
Baraka FM.
You should have an ambition or you should have a dream.
Okay.
But don't allow anybody to shatter your dream.
Yeah.
The moment you set something for yourself, you must be able to work at it.
Yeah.
And don't listen to naysayers.
Okay.
But the moment you set to achieve something, you must also discipline yourself.
Of course.
And remain focused.
Yeah.
And with that, Allah will also help you to achieve it.
Sure.
Sometimes it's not about money. It's about discipline.
The determination.
Because the moment you discipline yourself, determination, resilience, you have people who support you.
Yeah.
And you also find people who also have the same ambition, the same dream, who are working on the same path with you, who push you to achieve your dream. Yeah. And I also say that no dream is bigger than anybody, regardless of wherever you are coming from.
Yeah.
Whatever that you think you want to achieve is possible. You can achieve it. Because the moment I set this as an objective or an agenda for myself, I know it's difficult, but I remain very consistent in whatever that I'm doing because I know it's difficult to change my lifestyle because, closing work and going to lectures in the evening, you wouldn't have the luxury of time to go and relax and sit somewhere and be chatting. Definitely you have to sacrifice that. Because being among company, our community, we always sit among company, among ourselves, and that is so exciting. You cannot have it anywhere. But sometimes you have to forgo those things and chase something that will make your life better in future. So I also want to challenge every youth in the Zongo community that they can make it. Whatever that they think they want to become, it's possible. They can become.
Thank you very much. It's been an exciting moment. We've really learned a lot from you, and I believe this is something that a discussion that would continue to not be a one day. And we are praying that these reforms certainly would go a long way to help most Ghanaian young men and even older. Yes, anyone who really want to pursue, why not? Yes, it's an opportunity that, like you're saying, anything comes with its own challenges. So whatever challenge it comes with, you should be able to stand, have the stomach to be able to fight it and then become successful. Thanks so much. That's lawyer Adam Fuad Esquire that we've been talking to, and he was giving us some education in terms of the legal reforms that we are having in the country. So thanks so much, inshallah. As and when we will be able to reach out again so that you can be able to elaborate more further. Thanks so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I appreciate it.
All right.
I think you've also been a very wonderful brother, mentor when we were growing up. So I also like to say a very big thank you for your guidance, for your direction. We appreciate you. Allah bless you so much.
Amen. All right. All right. So for Eddie and Common Eddie BC, inshallah, can say because of four court in 1990 in tem, but Bompai say Sakana Obeba na Yatimia and Common ye, Senabea, Ebia, Jebidina Uton, and I say Uton, Jende, and I say Tomatoes, or Sawam Adwajiri, prison markets. Also on kwala dachi almost betimi a lawyer in senibi enu nkomo na eni edi ntino appropriately no or yenya konya betimi to as ensafre no na watimi aba emre no na problem but bebo modiana yanya no studio na yatimi ade nkomo ni ye enu kwa de be push na watimi akatwi ni se de be antiase no be kofom na nyina yatimi ati asi ntine diweja ye be si ha yedamase se mutimi ka ye ho na yatimi yenya sa education way nyankopa adomo china yes, I did Ejumadi Fufro, Abeboyina, Adia Bremo. Ochina Kwade, the president of Judicial Service, Muslim in the Judicial Service, and also Ebetimia engage, no so no more elaboration on this discussion. Intini edisi ha nyankopa ado mochina sibetimi di in share for Adia Bremo. Continue to listen to Baraka 92.7 FM, the station with the blessing. Assalamu alaikum.